Elena Mangahas. I was born in Rojas City, the province of Capiz in the Philippines, which is in the Visayas, in the Visayan region, right smack center of the entire nation, of the country of Philippines. And I now live in the Central Valley, specifically in the city of Stockton. I work in social service. I started out as a job developer for the economically disadvantaged people. And guess what? That was just my second year of living here in America. I was economically disadvantaged myself. I couldn't get a job. It was a surprise for me to show up, and I didn't have local experience. I spoke English, so I went past that barrier, and now I have to do some local experience. I said, yeah, I can do this job, and these are the things that I could do. So take me, have trust in me. And when that happened, it was my time immediately to return the service to the community, to return that investment in me as a newly arrived immigrant. And I helped other immigrants find jobs. I also helped other immigrants start here. So the 20 years that I have done social service in has given me a myriad of experiences that I'm thankful for. That whole journey of helping others who have come to America just like I did, and they made me see myself in them. That made me a more effective social service worker. I was still in the Philippines when I first got involved with theater, and there were other people like me who found theater as an expression of, one, the current conditions of the country. All the materials were taken away. Everything has to go through governmental approval. What was created out of that was really something creative. New materials, new drama materials were created to reflect on the conditions of the country. New scripts were written to reflect the sentiments of the people. Fearless as we were young people, we created a theater that took the place of the national headlines. We talked about what the people are going through, what they are deprived of, where freedom has gone. And we performed to a group of young, idealistic people, and we saw the connection. This is what they needed. The headlines were fooling the people. The national headlines, the newspapers, none of them spoke the truth. But theater, only theater during that time spoke the truth. And during those times, I said, theater is it. When I came here to America, little by little, I inched my way towards other forms of expression. I got engaged in organizing, and here's the word that was maligned this year, community organizing. I got engaged in organizing, and one of the things that I took interest in, because I knew it, was using theater for community organizing, allowing it to express the sentiments of people. And I was working with newcomer Americans. They were Cambodians, Vietnamese, Hmongs, Laotians. They have just arrived in the United States in the early 1980s. And they had to assimilate. They were asked to assimilate pretty fast. And the only way for me to use what little skills I had with theater, well, I call it little, but actually it was the fire inside me, was to get engaged with these other communities and ask them, how did you express yourself? Well, look at this face. I am Asian too. And I understand what it's like to be in a disadvantaged situation. And I worked with my clients, so to speak, in my job, and after 5 o'clock, I worked with my community, and they were the same people. There are some imposed language on us as immigrants, like barriers. I don't see them as barriers. I see them as impediments. And you know an impediment? You can take it away. You can remove it. Barriers come from the point of view of the one who gives it to you. Impediment is something that you see in front of you, and then you're willing to say, shoo, let me get past this impediment. And then there's that whole colonized upbringing that we have in the Philippines. Whether we were born and raised in the Philippines or born here but raised by parents who kind of had the orientation of a colonized mind. And that means that you are really in a position where you are undermined, maybe. You're in a somewhat powerless position, which comes with being colonized, and that the men will lead you, and you don't have the opportunity to lead. It doesn't work that way. It's having a voice, practicing that voice, bringing that voice wherever you might be, whether you are in high school as a young girl, whether you are able to go to college as a Filipina, and whether you're given leadership roles in your community or not. Find a place for your own voice, because only then will you become a potent power within the context of your small community or outside of your community. Forget what they say about, the stereotype of women, of Asian women, which includes us Filipinas, that you should be quiet, that you should be reserved, that you take jobs that you can take off from and raise children afterwards. No, it doesn't follow that path. And it's wonderful for me to speak to girls and really see that each one of them will begin to realize that they can be an effective member of this community, and they can contribute in the change that this society needs, regardless whether it's America or any other place.